You know, I love watching movies that I already know are good instead of giving 15 or 20 minutes to something new, hoping that it might someday become good. And if you're anything like me, your default shows are usually the giant, stressful family empire dramas. John Dutton fighting for his ranch, Billy Bob Thornton navigating the cutthroat oil fields, or the Targaryens fighting for the Iron Throne. But why do we find comfort in watching terrible people do terrible things to their own families? Because Hollywood's been using the exact same 3-part psychological cheat code for over 4 centuries. Money, power, pleasure. In the 1980s, that exact code turned Dallas and Dynasty into global obsessions. In 1956, Rock Hudson and James Dean fought a decades-long war over Texas cattle and oil, with Elizabeth Taylor as the ultimate prize in the movie Giant. Because when you pit traditional power against sudden wealth, and then throw in an obsessive, forbidden desire, you know you got yourself a hit. But we're still looking in the wrong century. All these characters have nothing on King Lear. 400 years ago, William Shakespeare realized that you can never go wrong by wrapping human greed in a family bloodline. The clothes change, but the game stays exactly the same. In Succession, Logan Roy is an aging, volatile billionaire, forcing his adult children to stroke his massive ego just to inherit his media empire. King Lear, written in 1606, decides to divide his kingdom among his daughters based entirely on who can flatter him the most. Beth Dutton, with her terrifying psychological warfare and absolute blind loyalty to her father, you're watching a modern-day Lady Macbeth, Shakespeare's most ruthless queen who famously begged the spirits to strip away her femininity so she could commit crimes for the throne. And what about the sons? In Yellowstone or Succession, they're the textbook definition of Shakespeare's fragile heirs. So why are we still hooked on this exact same loop 400 years later? Psychologists say it comes down to concepts called cognitive ease and parasocial relationships. And here I thought it was because her eyes look like that. When the real world is chaotic and unpredictable, your brain craves absolute certainty. When you rewatch Giant or Landman, your brain doesn't have to work overtime to process new data. There's no stressful surprises. You know exactly who gets stabbed in the back, and that predictability triggers a massive release of dopamine in your brain. It's Shakespeare's formula as emotional self-care. Though to be fair, there is one thing today's writers have over William Shakespeare. Shakespeare never managed to get a spin-off show. Then again, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm just a guy sitting on a park bench.